Hello everyone, we are constantly striving to have something interesting to look at in the top rankings. This time, we literally can't take our eyes off of it. Here is a video that will make you go crazy. Let's get started. People in Central European countries such as Germany, Austria, and Switzerland are fond of salty rolled pretzels. In these countries, they have long been considered a snack with beer. In the Middle Ages, making pretzels was a privilege reserved for certain bakers. In some places, artisans still bake them by hand, but in large food factories, it is machines that take on this role. Multi-tied systems can produce large quantities of pretzels from raw materials in a fully automated fashion. The dough is kneaded and formed into long sausages, which are then rolled and baked. The process of making pasta is as interesting as the pretzel. In modern factories, the manufacturing process is completely automated and requires very little human intervention. First, a machine kneads the dough, then stretches it, during which time no human being needs to do anything. After forming each different type of pasta into blocks, the pasta is sent to the aging process. Production capacity varies from machine to machine. For example, the machine shown in this video can produce about 150 tons of pasta per shift in the factory. It would be amazing to calculate how many people can eat fresh pasta. There is nothing more frustrating than peeling and chopping onions. How many tears have you shed chopping onions to make soups and other dishes? If onions were processed manually in the food industry, safety goggles would have been mandatory for the workers. Machines shed no tears for what was lucky for us humans. In the factory you are now watching in the video, most of the processes are carried out without human intervention. First, a special system determines the position of the roots. Then the heads and roots are cut off. Then the onion skin is removed in a separate process, and the main body is cut at the end of a conveyor belt. In this way, up to 12,000 onions per hour can be prepared for further cooking. When you buy bread at the store, the bread is probably already sliced. This is convenient, especially if you are taking it with you as a lunch for travel or work, because you don't have to cut it. But have you ever wondered how bread is sliced? The answer is simple. A machine that can slice 50 kilograms of bread in a minute is used. The sliced bread is held together by blowing air to prevent it from falling apart. All the workers have to do is pack the bread in plastic bags, remove the air, and close them with special clips. They are sold around the corner. Even something as mundane and boring as number 5 has a very interesting method of manufacture. It is made by gluing together multiple very thin planks of wood. But how are these thin wooden boards made in the first place? It couldn't have come in this form in nature, could it? It is actually very simple. First, the log is cut into several chunks. Then they are transferred to a cutter and cut with a special thin cutter to a thickness of about 2 millimeters. After doing so, this sheet of wood is sent to another process. There the sheets are cut into pieces and glued together. The art of forming bottles and jars with glass has been handed down for centuries. It used to be a very labor-intensive process, but nowadays it has been automated. Glass is made by heating certain sands to very high temperatures. The heated lumps are then cut one by one. Of course, no human cuts them, but there is a special machine that does the work. The cut chunks are then dropped into the form. Compressed air is used to form the mouth part, which is then heated again to shape it. The bottles are then polished and sterilized. The bottle is now complete. The drink can now be poured. Have you ever wondered how crayons are made? Crayon Incorporated, a major crayon manufacturing company, has a video showing how it is done, and it is incredibly addictive. First, a lump of paraffin wax is kneaded, then the respective dye is added to it. The ingredients are a trade secret. The colorful lumps are poured into a molding machine. Once hardened, the Bueno grass is carefully cut out. Since the crayon is already completed, all that remains is to remove it from the shape. A special hydraulic press is responsible for this. Finally, the crayons are transported by conveyor belt to the packaging process. The plant can produce 8,500 crayons per minute. The quota imposed on the site is 13.5 million per day, which amounts to 5 billion per year. Peeling the shells of boiled eggs is quite tedious. Do you know how food factories cope with this? For example, we use a special egg shelling machine, such as the one called the Sono mother and child system. This system not only shells the eggs, but also boils them. The only human work here is to place the eggs in a special chute. The machine does all the rest. First, the machine takes the eggs to a tank of boiling water, where they cook for 18 minutes. Then they are cooled in another tank of cold water for 23 minutes. Finally, there comes the fun part, the peeling process. First, the machine vibrates, causing the eggs to shake and repeatedly hit the walls of each pocket. This is the key to cracking the sky. The broken eggshells are gently removed by a special device. In this way, as many as 20,000 eggs can be cooked in just 1 hour. How is leaf lettuce, represented by sunny lettuce, grown? Do you know? There is a very complicated, interesting, and time-consuming process. First, pots are filled one by one with soil by hand, and then the pots are laid out on trays, grouped into blocks, and placed in a greenhouse. In this greenhouse, the blocks are moved so that the more mature plants are placed in front. As the plants grow, they move closer to the exit. Altogether, the entire process takes about 10 to 30 days, depending on various conditions. It is a simple and wonderful system. The finished lettuce is washed and placed in boxes. As a rule, the lettuce is harvested over the course of a day and then transported to the store. It's an interesting story that goes on until you see a common salad on your table. We often see as many thoughtful answers as we can think of to the question, what exactly is depicted in this picture? I will present the answer in the photo. It is a photograph of a condom that appears to be illuminated by a special lamp. We don't know much about the manufacturing technique, but it appears to be one of those in the process of being perfected. And this is how condoms are manufactured in an automated factory. Today, latex is the main material used. First, stabilizers are mixed into the liquid latex. Then next comes a conveyor chain lined with special glass pieces that look like test tubes with pointed tips. These are washed and then dried. The person is then dipped one on either side of the latex solution. Then they are dried and the rest of this same process is repeated. With each iteration, the layer of latex gradually becomes thicker. Once the product is determined to be thick enough, the condoms are sent to an oven, where they are heated until the latex hardens. They are then removed from the glass mold and treated with a special solution to prevent them from sticking to each other. This concludes this video. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to ring the bell for the click notification. And please share this episode on your social networking sites. It is thanks to all of you that this channel has been able to continue for as long as it has. Thank you very much.